A Nike employee or a former Nike employee who is making the rounds with a video that is now circulating the internet talking about the situation involving Nike, Caitlin Clark, the slow play that they're doing, even doing so much to show how their stock is falling off the shelf. And let's talk about this video. You may have seen it by now. I'm going to show it to you again, but it's a former 15-year employee at Nike in the women's division. And
Clip 1. Caitlin Clark just made waves in the sneaker world, and it's got everyone talking. After Adidas made a bold move, she responded in a way that caught everyone, maybe even Nike, off guard. Her announcement has fans buzzing online, and sneaker lovers are rethinking their brand loyalty. So, what exactly did she say? Why is Nike suddenly nervous? And did Adidas just score the biggest win of the year? Let's break it down. This is one update you don't want to miss.
A big game for Caitlin, her returning to her alumni in Iowa and her hitting that massive logo 3, the logo 3 during the game that some of her sponsors would want to show her support on social media, do any sort of marketing to uplift her and uplift their brand. And one who did do that was Gatorade. They tweeted a photo of her and they said, "Real home court advantage. Welcome back to Iowa, Caitlin Clark." Now, one of her lead sponsors that was noticeably quiet yesterday was Nike. And a lot of people were tweeting about this. They were wondering, why isn't Nike and Nike basketball, why are none of their accounts saying anything about this? Yes, it's a preseason game, but this is a huge day for Caitlin.
Caitlin Clark didn't just shine on the court. She's now calling out Nike without even saying much. Word is, Nike didn't hold up their end of the deal. That's right. The company known for dominating athlete endorsements is now under fire for dropping the ball with one of the game's brightest young stars. Instead of standing by her, it looks like they've gone quiet, leaving Clark and her fans wondering what happened.
You and me talk about Caitlin Clark since you refuse to talk about Caitlin Clark. I care deeply about you. I spent over a decade in your marketing organization. I spent several years trying to get into your organization, and it's been 3 years since I left your company. I'm just here as a friend. I care about you. I want to show you two different charts here. One, your stock price since 2021. It is down nearly 60%. Your executives and the people who are making these decisions, their stock options are worthless. Meanwhile, you have the single biggest needle mover in all of American sports since Michael Jordan, and you have somehow convinced yourself that you need to slow play this. Let me show you Google Trends search traffic for 4 female basketball players. There is one who only rivals Caitlin Clark, and that is Angel Reese, and you do not have her. She is over.
Let's get real. Caitlin Clark is the biggest name in women's basketball right now, and Nike treated her like a side note. You don't lowball a once-in-a-generation talent while hyping up everyone else like they're the next MJ. Especially not when Adidas is stepping up in a big way, throwing serious money around and showing they're ready to invest in the future of women's sports. Nike missed the mark, big time.
In the world is Nike not going full on Caitlin Clark phenomenon? You've got the most popular women's athlete in the world. Do they still not have a Caitlin Clark shoe out? My mind is blown by this. The minute that she started playing in the WNBA, you should have rolled out for every little girl in America the Caitlin Clark ones. And that should have been the baddest ass women's tennis shoe.
And Adidas? They didn't just sit back and watch. They jumped at the chance. The moment Caitlin's team showed any signs of frustration with Nike, Adidas came in strong. They offered her a signature shoe line, exclusive colors, and most importantly, real respect. This wasn't some basic pitch. They came with a full branding plan, top-tier marketing support, and a vision to make Caitlin Clark a household name on and off the court.
A lot of conversation has been made around Caitlin Clark, her signature shoe, the Nike deal, and with how much Nike has been dragging their behind, how much Nike has been moseying to the finish line when it comes to pushing the Caitlin Clark button, fans started speculating maybe this deal isn't as official as we thought it was. We get no signature shoe, no news of a shoe all season long. We get no merchandise all season long. We get no commercial all season.
Caitlin, it's time to drop Nike, like a bad haircut right before prom. You're not just another athlete. You're the face of the future. If Nike can't recognize that, it's on them. Hand them a mirror and a goodbye note. Ideally mid-jump shot. Because the truth is, if you signed with Adidas, your signature shoes wouldn't just sell, they'd dominate. We're talking sold out in minutes. Your sneakers would fly off shelves faster than concert tickets. Kids would be lining up, reselling them online for triple the price. You'd have people camped out at Foot Locker again like it's the Air Jordan craze all over. Nike completely misread the room. You're not a passing trend. You are the moment, the movement, and the momentum of the league. And what did Nike offer? A bland deal and lukewarm energy, like they couldn't decide if they were fully in or not. Meanwhile, fans exploded. Social media went wild. Hashtags trended, NBA players threw shade, and insiders started leaking everything. Oh, and that Angel Reese promo image? One awkward photo, odd styling, and the vibe of a 2010 reality show reunion. Really, Nike? That's the big campaign? Caitlin, you deserve better. And clearly, the fans know it.
Caitlin Clark's Nike deal might be the worst endorsement deal in the history of professional sports. You guys remember this billboard that was put up in Iowa? Well, that's one of the last times that Nike has done anything for Caitlin Clark. They promoted her more in college than they have at all the entirety of the WNBA season. She signed an 8-year, $28 million deal with Nike that also included her own signature shoe, which honestly, looking at it now, $28 million for 8 years is an absolute steal for this superstar, when a player like Wemby's Nike deal was rumored to be over $100 million. Caitlin has not only had an incredible rookie season, but she has also transformed the WNBA.
Nike chose a strange, awkward photo of Angel Reese to represent this year's most hyped rookie class. Meanwhile, a player like Sophie Cunningham was completely overlooked. Sophie plays alongside Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston on the Indiana Fever, one of the most talked about teams in the WNBA, and she consistently delivers on the court with hustle, defense, and clutch shooting. Yet she gets no photo shoot, no campaign, no attention. When you have 3 stars who could easily be the face of the league, and you only promote one with a poorly framed solo image, that's not smart marketing. That's a missed opportunity.
Yeah. She feels as though that this Nike deal has been racially motivated. She believes that there's a disparity in how Nike is prioritizing and rewarding athletes like Caitlin Clark. And it's just, she's saying that athletes like Caitlin Clark are getting the better deals compared to other athletes, especially women of color. She additionally expressed her frustration through social media in her podcast, The Reese Life, suggesting that Nike was not treating all WNBA players equal.
Meanwhile, Nike is acting like giving Caitlin Clark a limited sneaker release is some big exclusive move, but in reality, it feels more like an afterthought. Instead of giving her a proper spotlight, they bundled her into a group deal and called it a campaign. Fans noticed, and they're not happy. People aren't buying the collaborative spin. It just looks lazy. Caitlin isn't just another player to squeeze into a slideshow. She is the headline. She fills arenas, pulls national TV coverage, and makes long-range shots look effortless. She's built her own following and brand with little help from Nike, and honestly, despite them. So, why not switch to Adidas? They're ready to go all in. They'd probably give her own division if she wanted it, and her fans would follow in a heartbeat. While Nike scrambles to catch up, Caitlin's out here quietly redefining what it means to be a rookie star, and somehow, that's making the shoe drama even louder.
All season long, and it had people thinking to themselves, maybe this deal that we all thought was finished and signed and completed isn't as finished, signed, and completed as we thought, or maybe they're renegotiating. Maybe Caitlin Clark on her end pulled back the reins, said, whoa, let's revisit this clause that I said if this doesn't get done in this amount of time, we need to revisit that. People were even speculating that. But today was the Nike quarterly call.
The truth is, this isn't just about shoes. It's about respect, recognition, and showing up for the biggest name in women's basketball the right way. You can't treat someone like Caitlin Clark as just another face in the crowd and expect her not to notice. Newsflash, she did. And so did everyone else. Yes, Nike might have broken parts of the contract on paper, but more importantly, they broke the unspoken promise. We support you, you support us. Instead, they handed her a generic group deal, like she should be thankful for being included. Caitlin shouldn't just walk. She should own her stride into Adidas, sign the biggest endorsement deal in women's sports history, and launch a signature shoe that flips the entire industry on its head. And just when you think Nike couldn't mess things up more, they shift attention with a last-minute announcement. A signature shoe for Aya Wilson. Don't get it wrong, Aya deserves it. But the timing? It speaks volumes.
Having one horrible week in the media, bro. And what's crazy is that everything started off great. They put out a wonderful Super Bowl commercial. Everybody was for Nike. You want to know what Nike did? Shot themselves in their own foot, man. Everybody's weighing in on this situation. We know they put out the wonderful Caitlin Clark commercial over the last weekend in the Super Bowl. Then the very next day, they messed up, put out another commercial. Didn't even mention Caitlin Clark's name at all. And then just yesterday, they re-edited the damn commercial and did a voiceover over it. Like, my goodness. If I was Nike, I'd just be quiet right now.
But here's the uncomfortable truth. Where is Caitlin Clark's signature shoe? That question is starting to feel like a giant red flag waving in Nike's face. Word is, her design is probably still sitting forgotten in some dusty Google Drive folder, next to a list of follow-up calls from 2023. Meanwhile, Angel Reese is getting more Nike screen time than LeBron did during the NBA Finals. Billboards, promo videos, interviews, commercials. She's everywhere. And somehow, Nike's treating her like the future of the league, while basically ignoring the rookie who's setting attendance records and putting women's basketball in the national spotlight. Caitlin's out here dominating on the court, lifting the entire rookie class and making history, while Nike keeps the spotlight on players who go viral more for their outfits than their offense. At this point, it's hard to tell if Nike has a marketing plan or just a midlife sneaker crisis.
Supporters, let's talk about Caitlin Clark and Nike. All right, now I got thinking about yesterday's event, and that's what it was. This was a sporting event we witnessed yesterday afternoon between the Fever and the Brazil national team. You want to know why Caitlin Clark games are different, haters? It's because her games are an actual event that appointment television.
Caitlin Clark isn't just another player. She's a full-blown cultural phenomenon. And the way Nike's been treating her? Like an afterthought they hit up when everyone else is busy. It's completely out of touch. If this were a dating show, Adidas would be showing up with roses and a heartfelt letter, while Nike's sending her a "you up?" text at 2 a.m. Now, they want us to get excited about Aya Wilson's shoes. Don't get it twisted, Aya's amazing, but Nike's trying to push something half-baked while ignoring the one player who's practically printing money every time she steps on the court. Caitlin's done everything right. She shows up, plays lights out, builds the brand, and uplifts the league. Yet Nike acts like she's just a nice little bonus, not the headline act. Imagine Tom Brady winning a Super Bowl as a rookie and getting told, "Cool, but we're doing a Gatorade commercial with the backup kicker." Adidas would never. Adidas would have Caitlin Clark on cereal boxes, billboards, sneaker tags, and maybe even projected onto the moon by now.
2 years. The Asia Wilson sneaker was reportedly kept a secret. 2 years. While last year Nike's being drugged through the coals because Asia Wilson doesn't have a sneaker, yet people are screaming for Caitlin Clark to have a sneaker. And then they make it seem like they change course and Asia Wilson's going to get a sneaker first. But 2 years. A 2-year lie. That's what happened yesterday in the unveiling of the Asia Wilson sneaker by Nike, which had